Okay. Is anyone listening? Can you hear me? Testing. Switching. So there seems to be about a 1-minute delay. That's not a big deal. It just let's get started. Let's get started. Today I'm going to show you how I made this orb. Spoiler. Today I'm going to show you how I made this orb. Spoiler, if you have not watched episode 6 of Ahsoka, that's where this comes from. This is used by the Night Sisters. I'm going to make myself 3. This is the first one. They use 3 and they work in conjunction with each other, so I'm going to make myself 3. This is the first one, just to give you an example of what the finished product is going to look like. 3D modeling the walls. So I started by 3D modeling Someone is telling me I have an echo. I don't know how to fix that. So I apologize for the echo. So I modeled up in SolidWorks the wall first, and then there's 6 walls that go around the outer inner orb. So these are misnamed, but this is the wall, there's the inner orb, and then I mirrored them around. I'm currently working on a stand right now, which I'm not sure if I'm happy with, but the first test print I'm playing with today. So after printing the parts, I did a light sanding. Primer painted in black. And then masked off certain areas. I don't know how. Primer painted in black. There's masking in there. Masked off certain areas. I don't know how well this is showing up on camera, but there's masking in there. Rust-Oleum. Painted it with yellow. Satin. I used this Rust-Oleum Summer Squash Satin. Then I went in and I had it left over from my Ezra helmet I'm working on. Then I went in and I started scraping out the masking in other areas. So scraping out the masking is, and then I weathered it. Simple. I just had a couple tools, and then I went in and just... So scraping out the masking is relatively simple. I just had a couple tools, and then I went in and just started removing the masking. This one was painted before I decided to start masking them, so you can still scrape the first layer of paint to get down to the next layer. I am not sure why I have an echo, Dave. Let me see. Oh. I believe I found the echo. I have 3 video devices that all have audio, and 2 of them decided to turn themselves on, the audio. First time doing live. How fun. Okay, so back to this. After scraping out the sections that I wanted to show the black through, I moved on to the weathering. The weathering is really simple. I have these alcohol inks. This is Sienna, Ember, and Dijon. Awesome name. So I add a couple drops of the ink into a little cup. And this is isopropyl alcohol that I use for my 3D printer. I just mix that up, and then you just brush it on. And then let it dry. Once it's dry, this is what it looks like. So after everything's dry, I'm going to add it to the inner ball. The inner ball, when printed, after doing a coat of flat black. Straightforward, I'm just going to use super glue. The hardest part on this is because I did not leave any indications to line things up, is to make sure that when you put it together, you can get the 2 edges lined up properly. Once you get one in and set, it becomes a little easier to do the rest. Using my little Simply juice cap to hold this while it dries. That is basically the instructions on what I did to make the orb. And again, I'm working on making the stand for it. Now in my last full-length video, I said that I was going to give away my spare little panel to someone who commented on the video, along with the 3 lights, the 3 LEDs plugged in. So let's go ahead and do that. Here I have the random generator. I just need to grab the link to my last video. And it looks like it's Sonic's workshop. He said, "Great looking panel, man." So Sonic's, if you're watching this after the fact, I will reach out to you and figure out your address so that I can get this to you, as long as you're in the US. If you're not in the US, we'll have to see how much it costs. So again, pretty simple orb. If you're interested in the files, I put them up on Cults 3D. I think I put them up for $5. If you use the code BTGYT in all caps, you can get it for half off. And I think even if you don't have the code for the first 2 weeks, it's 30% off. Thanks for watching, and depending on how this goes, I may do another live in the future, and then again, I may not. We'll have to see. All right.